And the people who do not protect their children, the people who violate their children, and the people who poison their children are the people who are destined to suffer because you have been entrusted by the cosmic to ensure the progression of the children, of the lineages. We were each children. Well, I wasn't no child. I was a kid. You was fed like a kid. You ate like a kid. You ate freaking anything. And now you just done turned into a piggish, hoggish kind of person because of all the pork and all of the this and all of that. And I'm just saying, it says you hear it all the time. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. You understand? But what you've been eating is eating you too. Garbage in, the garbage is not getting out. Say garbage in, garbage out. No, the garbage isn't getting out. That's where the obesity is. And so I'm just saying is that no, I don't. What you've been eating, what you've been doing. The issue is that you are being called to your elevation. You're being called to the exaltation. You are being called to rise. You're being called to remember. You're being called to care. You're being called to consecrate, to purify, to be in a place and space where you stop making excuses. Well, you know, sister, it's hard. It's so hard. I'm like, you keep saying that, and it's gonna be harder and harder. But when it come time for you to be evicted from that body, and your angels gonna come and they say, well, why didn't you do? You're gonna say, it was easier to give up your breast than it was to cleanse yourself. It was easier for you to give up your uterus than to cleanse yourself. It was easier for you to have surgeries and whatnot for you to cleanse yourself. It was easier to submit to butchery than for you to take responsibility for cleansing yourself. Well, I didn't know. Well, you should have asked. You should have cared. You should realize how many other ones have gone through this. And so in this now moment, I'm telling you, if they tell you that you got first stage breast cancer, don't allow them to irradiate your body to fill you with chemo and radiation. That's the cleansing. That's the body done tuck this away, cleanse the whole being. What they do, they don't give you just a localized injection at the site of the tumor or whatnot. They poison the entire body. And that chemo and radiation and whatnot is going to create cancer that comes back with a vengeance if you don't do anything differently. And becoming vegan is not enough. I'll be forward in just a bit.
The Atlanta community by cultivating leadership in youth and families through practical experiences in cultural education, sustainable agriculture, entrepreneurship, technology, and holistic health. Guests will receive a three-course plant-based meal and live entertainment. Once again, the event will be held on Saturday, February the 1st from 5 to 8 p.m. and will be hosted at the Arts Exchange, located at 2148 Noonan Street, East Point, Georgia. For more information, habashainc.org. This has been another public service announcement from your listener sponsored and supported community radio station, WRFG 89.3 FM, WRFG.org.
Word 445238989. If there are any conversations, questions, it's a meeting of the inner circle. And so when people say, "Oh, so what you gonna talk about tonight?" I generally talk about the same thing over and over again, just like y'all keep doing the same thing over and over again. Just like y'all keep hearing the same thing. You keep watching your programs. You keep getting high. You keep drinking all this stuff. I'm just saying. So no, I have to have the same conversation until Coca-Cola can't serve another freaking drink in our communities, like that carbonated beverages that is filled with phosphoric acid. You know, you can get a product from the the home building supply place is called Restore. And Restore is just phosphoric acid. And you can literally clean the rust from the water tanks of your toilet and have it be crystal clean with the phosphoric acid, or the toilet rings in old houses and whatnot, or the bathtubs in old houses or whatever. It works really, really well. I've done it myself. Can take the whole toilet apart and clean it with that phosphoric acid. But that's what they have in Coca-Cola. That's why you can use it to clean the rust and the scale and stuff from your car batteries. And so I'm just saying is that, you know, a company that will serve you any freaking thing, these people do not have our best interest at heart. And the issue though is that so many of you work for these people. You work for the soda companies, you work for the cigarette companies, you work for the artificial food people, you work for these people. And while you're working, I'm saying just take 10-15% off the top and invest it in new blood. You understand? I'm not asking you to quit your job, but the issue is that the mentality that has you working, doing that which, you know, really amounts to a level of prostitution, because you're doing something that you would not do unless you were getting paid for it. You understand? And so those ones who are really in the companies that are manufacturing all of the artificially colored and candied things that are being distributed for children's consumption. You know, all of your breakfast cereals. I'm just saying is that you can't expect Trump or anybody else that is government to do what we, the people, need to do for ourselves, and that is to boycott the death industries, to be in a place where you're exalting a full effort in your living. You do nothing to undermine yourself. And I know you're happy killing yourself, but I'm just saying at the end of it, you would have failed. You would have flunked out of life. You understand? Life is school. It is the school of earth residency, and your failure to honor yourself, your failure to really look at what you're spending your money on and what you're bringing into your body temple, and failing to look at your body. It's like there's an unwritten thing where you all feel as though you're supposed to be blowing up just because you got older. The blowing up is just the retention of waste, because you're eating that which is not utilizable as fuel. It is not oxygenating, it is not hydrating, it is not mineralizing, it is not alkalizing, it is not really facilitative of real cellular repair and regeneration, which is causing the deterioration, the degeneration, the fusion of your vertebrae, the knee replacement surgeries, the hip replacement surgeries. You understand? And so I'm just saying is that no, we will never have anything greater than ourselves. We'll never have anything greater than our lives. And to have so many people who are rushing to get to work to do that which need not be done is because you didn't ask for a greater thing. There are those sisters who have given birth to children and they say, okay, well, I gotta put them somewhere because I gotta go back to work. It's like this is the evidence of a faithless life. Well, I gotta do what I gotta do. No, you need to do what God intended for you to do, because your child, your baby is your work. Your lineage is your work. Your job that pays the bills. And why are you raising a child by yourself? Did you conceive a child by yourself? And the brotherhood that's listening, did you conceive a child? And why is your wife, who is the perpetuator of your lineage is struggling, trying to raise a child by herself, that the child got to be over here with your mama and whatnot, who's poisoning them. I'm just saying, it's like we got so many issues because we have been so misaligned, out of alignment, out of order, and not consciously caring to be in order, so that we are allowing for the love of God, the love of light, the love of correction to really lead us into a place and space where we can heal, and we can reverse the issues that have crystallized in our tissues. We can look at the system of oppression that has predicated all of this and say, and move forward and raise up, because we are going to be responsible men and women and honor our lineages. See, the higher thought is going to create a better choice. But as long as you're inebriated and intoxicated and you feel like you're entitled, see, that's a trick to have men, or those who would be men, those who are slinging scrotums and penises and whatnot. You think that that's your power there? No, that's not where your power is. You understand? Your power is in your right mind. Your power is in your righteousness. Your power is in your faith. Your power is in your sense of duty, obligation, and responsibility to your lineages. Your power is in your single-mindedness and single-purposeness, in exalting a full effort in your living, in your loving, in your harmonizing, in your ensuring that those who you have seated, those who you have changed their lives, that they have your support. Otherwise, I've seen so many elder brothers who never supported their children live and die lonely lives because they were not there for their children. And I'm just saying that that's part of the oppression. That's part of the not wanting us to create dynasty, not caring for us to be in a place where we are inheriting the true righteous legacy that is ours by virtue of the quality of ones through whom we've come. Before all of the defilement, before the tobacco, before the alcohol, before the drugs, you understand? A people who poison their people because of their own inherent insecurity and fear is not a supreme people, is not a superior people. You understand? So this thing that they call white supremacy, that is just foolishness. To have a system that on one hand exalts democracy, on the other hand, Christianity, religious freedom and this and that, but then your right to bear arms, license you to be able to kill. I'm just saying, it's just full of contradiction. And there's no way to really come into the integrity of the truth of self when one feels obligated to be living in inconsistency, contradiction, and hypocrisy, and then want people to respect you. And people are many people are very, very accepting, because we expect to be sinful, we expect to be fallible, we expect to be less than, we expect to be, you understand, we expect all of that because that's our programming. And so you don't feel no way. And I'm saying, but you can't raise children to be who they are if that's the only thing they see. You can't really give a child and raise children to be really upstanding when they see you in the degrees and the depths of intoxication and violation and disregard and disrespect and disrepair and dysfunction. You understand? And then they are being fed by you. And you think that treating your child is taking them out and feeding them garbage. And I'm just saying, it's like, no, this is a program, and we have to come to a point in place where we realize that the child is going to be influenced by everything that goes down their throat, everything that goes in their ear, everything that they see. And those who have come into the spiritual realm, into this realm from eternity, nobody prays that their child will become a mass murderer. Nobody prays that their baby girls will become whores and prostitutes. Nobody prays that their sons will be murderers and liars and thieves. Nobody really prays for that. But how does it happen? Because we have a society and a culture that teaches us and influences us through commercialism, in a free enterprise system that is disguised. It's a disguise for genocide, so that we feel as though that's, what it is to be a good parent is to give your child a good Valentine's Day and a good Easter with Easter bunny and Easter eggs and chocolate bunnies and all of this stuff. And I'm just saying, whoo, the resurrection don't have nothing to do with any of that. And that's where we are now, in looking at what we need to do differently in order to really emerge with the frequency of the new year that comes with the vernal equinox at spring, so that we are able in these next 60 days to change and shift the whole trajectory of our lives in 60 days, to be on a totally different path if you're not happy with where you are. And so people, it's like, you want to be happy. But happiness is really the reaction of the spirit when it is in light and when it performs in light. And if you are not in a place and space where you're willing to do that which is light, when you're willing to take responsibility for the light that you've been given, when you are consciously caring to be the vessel and the vehicle of the love, light, wisdom, truth, peace, poise, power, and to honor and glorify the ones through whom you've come, then you ain't gonna be happy. Your happiness is temporary. When I got married, I told my husband, let me say this, you are in tune to WRFG Atlanta. And they would tell my husband, oh, well, be sure to make her happy. And he said, my wife is already happy. My happiness was not dependent upon him. My security, my wholeness, he contributed to. But happiness is not something that he could do for me. And that's what we have to realize. I'm not here to make you happy. I'm here to give you that which is going to strengthen you, lift you, honor you. You understand? To get you to honor you, to get you to honor all of you, to get you to honor that through whom you've come and that which is beating your heart and breathing you. Your happiness is not going to be by virtue of your inebriation, your intoxication, your ejaculation, and all of that. Your happiness is as a result of being a son of God and a woman of God. Your happiness is going to be there when you consciously care to show up and show out. I'm at 404-523-8989. And for those who, I don't know what platform we're on here, if they have any questions or whatever they want to text, and you can text also at 678-760-9299, because sometimes you may be thinking things and nobody hears you. You understand? And I'm not like a lot of people where I'm you scrolling and I'm seeing all of the comments and whatnot. And I'm saying to some people, I say, don't comment, just listen. You understand? Because when you take time and listen, and then you got to comment, you got to always say that you're missing something because you cannot focus on what you're saying and what your response to something I've already said. It's gone now. So you just stay current with the flow. All right? But the intention of the program is to reprogram, deprogram, and leave you in a better place with yourself and with your duty, obligation, and responsibility as a part of a humanity of people who are having to literally throw off the shackles that are on our minds and our hearts. Throw off the shackles that allow us to really understand what it is to be men, the progenitor of lineages, what it is to be women, the perpetuator of lineages, and whether we bring ones through our own loins or wombs or not, being a clearer, cleaner vessel of light and wisdom and truth, and being true to that which is the light of yourself. We want that. You understand? And we will show up wherever we are. And so I'm so grateful for all of those ones who ensure that these airwaves are available to us. I cannot name all of these ones. You understand? And all of those ones who are making sure that we can be on the air and be heard in Germany and be heard in Australia and be heard in Dubai and be heard all over the world. I am so grateful that I am able to realize that there are so many ones who are working, that are putting their talent, skills, and abilities forward so that we all are benefited because we are bringing and exalting the light, bringing and exalting the harmony of the whole, bringing and exalting the oneness of our being, to see and understand that it's not just here, it's everywhere, because the intelligence of existence is all there is. It fills the space that we call air. We are in a sea of nothing but cosmic consciousness, and we are these points of its presence. And that is where the victory and the triumph of our lives is, in the realization and coming to a point and place where we are in the clarity of our mind as to what matters to us, who we are as these points of the personification of deity, as these living, intelligent, conscious immortals. It's not just about calling on Jesus. Y'all call on Jesus all day and all night, and you still gonna be alcoholics, and you still gonna be drug addicts. And you go, see, you understand? The calling on Jesus is not the thing. The caring to be in a place and space where you are tired of being sick. You are tired of being in your wallowing in the depths of hell within your emotional body. You're tired of accepting that which you are not in full deservance of. You deserve to be in your light. You deserve to be corrected. You deserve to come to a better place and space and a greater footing on the path of your eternal life. You deserve that. And that's why they work so hard to make sure that you don't have sense enough to claim it. Because if we did, then there's no way that these people could be billionaires on selling us trash and garbage. And then take the money and then don't want to clean up the oceans, don't want to do anything that really is significant on behalf of the wholeness of the people. And so it matters that you care to matter in this realm. It matters that you care to matter in this realm. And so our care to be caring, our care to be loving, our care to be forgiving, our care is what we have to really activate. Because you will never do something you don't care to do. And being cleansed and letting go of meat, dairy, eggs, chicken, and fish, getting all this animal residues and animal products, that's why your cholesterol is high. That's why your blood pressure is high. That's why you are not thriving. That's why you're on these medications. It's because, one, you've never trusted, you never asked that you, and really determined that you could be free from it. That's the only way that you could be on high blood pressure meds for the last 15, 16, 18 years, destroying the integrity of your kidneys, is because you didn't ask. You didn't accept that you could be healed and cleansed. You didn't want to give up what is causing the issues. And I'm saying, let's give it up. Because you can be completely healed, completely whole. Spirit, mind, body, life, harmonize with your soul. And why would you not choose that? Why would you continue to go and trade your life currency for paper currency, and then take the paper currency and buy that which undermines your life currency? But then you want to be respected as intelligent people. We want to claim these ones offensive and guilty when they assault us, when they are abusive, when they're this, but then you are self-abusive and spouse abusive and child abusive in the disregard and disrespect of the perfect and divine design of the body. You understand? My dad used to tell me, you gotta eat everything with no butt, that'll beat your butt. You understand? I'm like, okay, Morehouse. You understand? I'm just like, the Morehouse, the Spelman, the Meharry, the whatever, the HBCUs, and all of these ones. It's like, did they ever teach you how to nourish yourself? Did they teach you what health actually is and optimum cellular functioning? No, they prepared you for being an integral part of a system of oppression. And so I'm saying, we never had to be licensed, certified, and degreed to be women. We never had to be licensed, certified, and degreed to be men. But those institutions that took responsibility for giving us an orientation as to what life is never gave us the requisite for what is manhood and what is womanhood. How do we identify ourselves? And so our now moment is for the reconciliation and the redemption, the repentance and the repair. You can't demand of a people who are intent on killing you and demand reparations from them. And what could they give you that would be enough if we don't have sense enough to honor and love ourselves? So what if they gave us, I don't know, $2, $3, $4 million a piece for the violation against all of our lineages that are preceded? There's no amount of money that they can pay us. It's like the best they could do is get the freaking hell off the planet. Stop all of the foolishness, okay? Let's y'all go. You don't want to be here and be in light and be in love and be in peace, and get the hell on. You understand? That's about the best that they can get from us. You understand? But I'm just saying, we can't be feeling like, okay, well, our blackness is our salvation when your blood is defiled with the rot of pigs and cows and turkeys and chicken and shrimp and crayfish and alcohol and tobacco and whatnot. No, they wanted to make sure that you're a mess. They wanted to make sure that you can't think. They wanted to make sure that you are investing in your debt. They wanted to make sure that you are failing and flunking at life itself. Now, who does it benefit? Don't benefit anybody. Okay, I'm just saying. If you have a company of gifted and talented people, and you all do your work, but then you rejoice at your ability to smoke and drink and get high, and after a while your company is not going to be successful, because the company is only going to be as successful as the degree of personal success of the individuals that make up the company. And this is not a popular thought, so that companies should really support the well-being of their workers. And so you have ones like Google and Yahoo and all of these ones where, you know, they have a real relaxed environment. They have a juice bar. They've got, you understand, they've got things on a whole nother frequency so that their employees, those who work for them, they have the stimulation of lots of color and communication and things that are there for them that is going to help nourish them, not depress them, not poison them. I'm just saying, it takes a real free-thinking people who have been raised a certain kind of way, and there's just a difference between night and day in terms of how many of us grew up. But the Tony the Tiger, the breakfast cereal, the Cocoa Puffs, the Lucky, what is it, Lucky Charms, and Captain Crunch, and you know, and then the good humor people, and the ice cream trucks, and you know what I'm saying. So many of us, we all shared in that reality. You understand? And I'm like, it's amazing that we're still alive, and some of them aren't. So many didn't make it. So give thanks for your life. Give thanks that whatever the tragedy and travesty has been, that you've come through it and you have the opportunity to transcend it, transform it, and transmute everything to serve your greater good. Give thanks for all of those who helped you along the way, for those who strengthened you, for those whose hearts opened up to you, for those who gave you shelter, for those who gave you love, for those who honored you when you were not honoring yourself. Give thanks for the angels that have always been around you. Give thanks for the presence of this absolute and supreme intelligence that we refer to as God, but we are the gods of this being, of this realm, and these temples are to be temples where we meet God. where we come to the understanding and the overstanding and the absolute and resolute standing with that which allows everything to stand in the midst of the flotation and the rotation in this realm of eternity. But don't feel that you are entitled by a free will that was given to you to be enslaved to whatever appetite, desire, lust, or passion that you've cultivated. That is not your free will. Don't feel entitled to be wrong. You understand? You were told to know the truth, and the truth would make you free. You weren't told to sit in your belief systems that are not working for you. You understand? Oh, well, my book said, our books say that we can eat this. I said, but your body is saying something different. You understand? So I'm just saying, let's pay some attention. Your babies are blowing up, and you ain't doing nothing different. They had temper tantrums because they're little drug addicts behind all of the French fries and all of the garbage food. And I'm just saying, you better check that while you can check it, because they will not be able to be disciplined. They will not be able to be told no. They will go off. These will be the ones who will be locked up, locked down, shot up, you understand, in psychiatric units and whatnot. These people do not have our best interests at heart. So you have to mind yours that are yours. Mind them, develop them, cultivate them, but you have to do what's in your best interest to know how to help them. And if you need some help, your number for life support is 678-760-9299. I'll be forward in just a bit.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, directly from our studios. Our return to live broadcasting deepens our total commitment to bringing you authentic, community-centered programming. And while we celebrate our vibrant local shows, we remain a proud affiliate of the Pacifica Radio Network. That means beloved national programs like Hard Knock Radio, Democracy Now!, First Voices Radio, and Sojourner Truth will continue to enrich our airwaves. As we go live in 2025, WRFG will remain your dynamic source for local and global perspectives. We invite you to experience the unique energy of live radio by tuning in to 89.3 FM or listening to our worldwide stream at WRFG.org. Mark your calendars for March 23rd and join us in celebrating this new era of broadcasting. Together, let's keep WRFG Atlanta thriving as your independent community radio station for progressive news, handpicked quality music, and so much more.
Say, oh, that sister, she get intense, yeah? You're gonna be intense too to be seeing your children dying of some stuff. And the doctors can't be of any assistance for you. They just testing and drugging. I'm just saying is that these people need support in you not even being under them. You understand? Let them be in the welfare lines for a while. Let them be in a place and space where they don't have any clients, because you're taking personal responsibility for your own life. You understand? Your life is your gift. These people can't give you anything greater than yourself. And then they're not even sharing with you the amazing reality of how amazing you are and how perfectly and divinely designed you are. I'm just saying that we in this now moment have to reclaim the dignity of who we are, whose we are, stand in the truth of the all that we are, and consciously care to promote the harmony of the wholeness directly. So we can withdraw our love, we can withdraw our support from those that we are not pleased with or whatever, but why are we consistently supporting those who don't deserve another freaking dime? You understand, when we look at the fast food industries, and because Atlanta has so many very wealthy, monetarily, financially wealthy ones who are the profiteers behind the Chick-fil-A and all of the corporate deities of death that are here, and you are working for these people. I'm just saying, you don't have to work for them. Stand on behalf of the eternal order. Work for God. You understand? Serve the purposes of your Creator. You can ask for that. You can put it in writing. Say, as it is written, so shall it be done. You understand? Begin to envision yourself working at a different level. Come to see whatever your gifts, talents, where's your heart? What do you want? I'm just saying, those are the things that you have to begin to really look at and apply yourself to, because it's not just about having a job. You understand? It's about being on point. It's about being in purpose. It's about standing in the light of the truth of the all that we are. It's about our salvation, our deliverance, our liberation, our resurrection. You understand? But you have to now bring that to the conversation, because it's not just about, our complaining and really our grievances about the system of things, and then being helpless and not doing anything about it. But you can't do anything about that is influencing masses of people if you don't start with yourself and yours. All right, so I started with myself, and I started with my son. I gave him no poison. You understand? And he was saying, well, I didn't have anything. I said, none of us started with anything. You understand? It's not like you were denied. I said, the issue with you is that you weren't poisoned as a child. You understand? So no, you were given the greatest opportunity to come into your light. That was my responsibility. All right? And so no, you ain't doing nothing that none of us else had to do. You understand? We all had to figure out our way. We all had to get out mama's house. We all had to find a viable way to generate income. We all had, you understand? So I'm just saying, no, everybody has to do that. But you had the benefit of not being poisoned.
Oh, praise.
And so the poisoning of the children is what creates the degrees of desperation that put people in a position where they're robbing and thieving. You understand? They're breaking in, they're burglarizing. You understand? They're raping and taking that which they want from somebody, because they have not been groomed to understand how to create that which is going to be their profit, their prosperity, their creativity and whatnot. So I'm just saying is that those who are filled with stuff, once you get that stuff out, do you know that the lights turn on? You understand? And it's like the halo that is represented with ones and ones is because all of the lights have been turned on in that body. You understand? And then that's where the halo is. It's like all of the energy centers are activated. You done got the sludge out. The energy is flowing. The light is totally encompassing. You're bathing consistently in the blessedness of your being. You are literally having a wonderful time, even if you are alone, particularly when you're alone, because you can just pray out loud. Oh, absolute and supreme intelligence, thank you for the brilliance of this day. Thank you that I am this living, loving, intelligent, potent, and immortal point of your presence. Thank you that this day is absolutely phenomenal, and you've given me another chance to be completely cleared, cleansed, purified, renewed, rebirthed, regenerated, rejuvenated. You get a chance to really just express yourself. You understand? And the more you express yourself, and you dwell in the gratitude and the thanksgiving of the blessedness of your being. See, when you dwell in your anger, your frustration, your just being out of sorts with everybody, you ain't happy at all. You dwell in your unhappiness. All right, then you're going to have more unhappiness. You got to understand how the law is working, because the law is always working. So I'm just saying that the law was to love this absolute and supreme intelligence with our whole body, heart, mind, with all of our might. You understand? And I spoke at my sister's celebration of life this past Saturday. And there were those who hadn't seen me in quite a while, those who, when they see me, they see my mama. You understand? And they could tell by the substance and the quality of the energy and the voice and whatnot that I'm on something else. But I had the opportunity to speak to the something else that I'm on. You understand? It's like, no, we have come through great ones. We have come through great ones who endured so much more than what any of us have had to endure. And the sacrifices that were made for us. Not so that we could just be in a place where we're careless with the greatest gift that we were given. I want you to really think about it. There's so many ones who are saying so many things, and I'm saying, no, let's honor. Let's glorify. Let's be intentionally intentioned to be in the integrity of that which we are as intelligence of existence. To be honorable, to be loving, to be in a place and space where you know that you were not born to just work every freaking day for $1. And you know that you were not born just to freaking have fun without any degree of accountability or responsibility for duty, obligation in being who you are as a vehicle and vessel of light, love, wisdom, truth, peace, poise, power, and potency, integrity, high ethic. We're here in the school, in the class of earth residency to master ourselves, to give this absolute and supreme intelligence free reign in our living. You understand? But we're still having to be fully participatory with it, fully cooperative in activating our care and our imagination and our will and our intention and our enthusiasm and our zealousness. You understand? Those are the disciples that we've been given, our faith and our confidence and our knowing. And to come to a point and place where you realize the real eye that sees in you is the eye that sees through everyone else. And we are reflections of each other. And we care to be in a place where our love for being is being exalted. So that our children are able to rejoice in their living. There's so many of the youth who, you know, they don't expect to be alive. They don't expect to get to 35. They don't expect it. You understand? And a lot of them has become self-fulfilling prophecy. Because what they focus on manifests. And so we have to pay attention to what we're hearing, what is being said. You understand? And I'm saying is that what happens with people when they are really suicidal is that is their failure to honor and to apply themselves to love, to loving the absolute and supreme intelligence with their whole body, heart, mind, life, and soul, so that you are able to be in a place and space where you are reaping the benefit of that focus.